Hello gainers, I'm Ralphie. This channel is called Fitter Philosophy and it's about stoic, experience-based, philosophical, practical stuff to help us engage with life better and get better lives, because the purpose of living is to experience living. That is the purpose of living. Simple as that. It's primary purpose. And what we make of it is really down to us. And I'm going to give you a piece of advice here that it really works for me, and in the fullness of time, as I get older, it works more. And I've discussed it in the past in previous videos under the titles of the power of silence and the need for silence. But I'm going to take it a little bit further, because we live in a very noisy world. I'm sure you agree. We live in an industrial world, a technology world, and in this world we are groomed by our parents and by the education system and the society around us to consume. Now, this could be consuming physical stuff, food, for example, which we do need to consume to stay alive, but increasingly supermarkets being full of entertainment commodities, right? Which means it's not there for food value or nutritional value. It's there for entertainment and addiction value. So we can have an awareness of that, but we're going to go a little bit deeper than that, because we live in a world full of noise, distraction, stuff to catch our attention, television, social media, narrative, news. I'm not saying it's good or bad. What I am saying is that it is narrative. It is a perspective imposed by those who have the power to do so. Nothing's changed over the decades, the centuries, the millennia. Nothing's really changed. You're still looking at the same species, but there is a difference. And the difference is, in the modern world, it's far more difficult to avoid the noise, the white noise, and the narrative within that white noise, which encourages us not just to consume material like cars, holidays, furniture, kitchen makeovers, new clothes, but to consume ideas that are given to us to limit our sense of reality and our perspective on what matters in life. And it's only when we actively embrace moments of silence, which is a surprisingly difficult thing to do when you're not used to it and when you've not practiced in it. And we can start with some mindfulness, just sitting aside, no media, no noise, no radio, no television, sitting in a quiet room and just reflecting on ourselves as individuals. It won't take very long. You can start with 10 minutes. 10 minutes will be a long, long time, considering how rushed the day is, because of the volume of distractions. But when we remove these distractions, we are forced to have a conversation with ourselves. And at this point, in a very short space of time, when we are sitting in silence and our thoughts are active, we start having truly original thoughts. We have thoughts that we realize in immediate hindsight that we couldn't have had if we were distracted by white noise. These thoughts tend to be quite basic and practical. The body is conversing with itself because the body needs to. The body and the mind needs that conversation. And it's only when we have that conversation we realize how much it is missing from our lives to inform the singularity of us as individuals, to empower the originality of our own thoughts, our own opinions, our own perspectives, our own views of the world, and everything that is in it. And importantly, it's when we're in this thought state, this meditative state, when we have cleared our mind of the cultural contamination, simply because there's too much of it. That's where the contamination is. There's just too much of it. Then our mind actually has the space for original and authentic thought, which is truly our own, and we know it's our own because on thinking it, suddenly we're able to acknowledge it. And when we do that, we are stronger individuals. We are stronger in our relationship with the world around us. We are more confident in our relationship with Mother Nature and the entity that is Earth, on which we are completely dependent. The planet Earth is the human life support system. Nobody's going to quibble with that. Not even the worst, most politically loaded skeptics can quibble with that, although some would. And they'd make claims left, right and centre as they generate their own noisy white noise. But this is where it pays to be calm, to be silent, to be centred within ourselves and empowered by it, because in doing so, slowly but surely, with regular practice, and there's no big stresses on this, it's just regular mindfulness, we actually become stronger because we are connecting more directly with life itself and being empowered by the quality of that relationship.